Hello, good afternoon, or good morning. I have to go home because I have a sick child. I have to pick her up from daycare, so please be good for the substitute. Hopefully, you finished the lessons 13 and 14 homework. Uh, you should have done it yesterday, and you should have done it at home, and hopefully you have it done by now. Moving on to lesson 15 really briefly, you're going to take some notes as you follow along. So pause the video at this time if you need to get your lesson 15 notes out so you can flip back and forth when needed. Some vocabulary. Original amount, we talked about that yesterday. New amount, talked about that yesterday. Sales tax, we're talking about sales tax today. Something you need to know. If you don't think you need to know about sales tax, you are dead wrong. So, sales tax is a tax imposed by the government. Maybe it's federal government, maybe it's local government, at the point of sale. So when you buy something, you pay taxes on it, with a few exceptions for us living in Minnesota. Sales tax rate is the percentage. Okay, it's basically like a percent of change. So the sales tax amount is the amount of change. Amount is a key word, and then the sales tax rate is the percent of change. Scrolling down. We're going to skip the review problem, both of them. Go to sales tax problems. Pause the video if you need to get to this problem. Suppose you buy a $40 book bag at a mall in another state and pay $2 in sales tax. What is the tax rate? Well, we're finding the rate. So we'll be finding what percent over 100. When we're finding the rate, the tax rate, it's a percentage. $40 is how much you spent, and you paid $2 total dollars. Cross multiply and solve, and you get 200 divided by 40, 5%. So that's a 5% tax rate in that state. Number two, find the sales tax on a $400 Xbox 360 game system at Best Buy in Rochester, Minnesota. The tax rate is 7%. So we need to find the sales tax, that means the amount. If the tax rate is 7%, that 7% should go right in here. $400, that's the total amount, the original amount of the cost. Put that in those spots, just like we did yesterday. And as you can see, we have to find this change amount. Cross multiply and solve, and we get 28. So that goes here, 28. So we really paid $400 and $428. By the way, if I'm moving too fast for you, just pause the video and rewind. Sales tax problem 2 extension, not including how much it will cost to travel to Maine, but how much cheaper is it to buy the $400 Xbox game system at Best Buy in Bangor, Maine, where sales tax is only 5%. So basically the same type of problem, but instead of 7%, we're using 5%. And it's $400 originally, $400 originally. We have to find this amount of change. Ends up being $20 now, which is that much, $20 in tax. So it's going to be $420 total. That's how much you actually have to pay. In Hawaii, that's what HI stands for, their sales tax is 4%. What would the total cost of tax of a leather coat that costs $200 be? All right, 4%, put that down here right away. Leather coat, that's $200 right there in the original amount. Cross multiply and solve. To get the change amount, you get $8. You're going to spend have $8 in tax, so really you're going to pay $208 for the coat in Hawaii. Ricardo, hey Ricardo, that's you, took his family out to dinner. The bill was $60. Ricardo wants to leave the server a 15% tip. How much money should he leave? What's the total cost of the meal? So they're asking you two things. So 15% tip. 15 over 100. Total bill was $60. We have to figure out the amount of change. So it's 60 there. I've got to put that 60 there also. Do some cross multiplying and solving. Let's see. 115 times 60 divided by 100. I can get my calculator. Do 15 times 60 and then divided by 100. 9. So that means it's going to be $9 in tax. So that's that $9 right there. So Ricardo spent $69 on his family for dinner. So he should leave $9, and the total cost of the meal is $69. Kia wanted to get a manicure pedicure, or otherwise known as a mani-pedi, treatment before going to the prom. She wanted to leave a generous 20% tip. The cost of treatment was $60. How much did she pay, including the tip? So 20% tip, put that there. $60 is what it costs. So she's going to figure out it's going to be 60 times 20 divided by 100. We have to find this change amount. 60 times 20 divided by 100. She's going to leave a $12 tip. $12 tip. So that goes right there. So it's $60 plus the $12. So she's going to pay $72, including the tip. Margot asked for a Sony laptop for her high school graduation that costs $800. Her aunt Sissy, who lives in Menominee, bought the laptop for Margot. The sales tax is 5%. Calculate the sales tax and also the total cost. Okay, so we're asked to do two things. Sales tax, all right, 5% of 100, $800 total is how much it costs. That's $800 there. So we have to figure out how much, we cross multiply here, and it gets $40. So that's $40. How much was actually added on? So then it's pretty obvious that it's going to be $840 total that her aunt paid. Challenge problems, we're done. Okay, what you need to know now is you can use your notes on the quiz. Okay, you're going to take a quiz now. It's the lesson 1 through 15 quiz on my website. You know where it is. It's my website. It's where the assessments are. Okay. Same place you've seen them all year. You can use your notes. You can't talk to anyone else, of course. And do the quiz, press submit. Afterwards, be quiet and respectful of others that are finishing their quiz. And again, be sure to listen to your substitute. Thank you. After you're done with the quiz, press submit, and I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you.